All right, so Derek Braun, myself, Brian Lookable with you now as we get underway with the main event for the week here at the Columbus Two-Star. We're glad to have Rowan Willis on course to start things off with Italian Gold event de Kruishoeve. And we've got a 74-second time allowed here in round one. The other day, the time allowed definitely played a role, not necessarily in just giving time faults, but at least in pressing riders forward and making them make decisions a little faster than might be comfortable, but that's certainly always supposed to be a part of the test. How much do you think it's going to play in today, Derek?
I think it's absolutely going to play a big factor. Anderson knows that with the two-star level, you can only build to a certain height, not much bigger than 1.45 in height. So he has to play with the technicality. He has to play with the time allowed and try to not necessarily force people to have faults, but encourage people and the horses to make faults by going at a little bit of a faster pace or faster cadence. So that's always what a tight time allowed always does. I think Rowan will be a very good judge of the time allowed to start this track, simply because he's always a very fast rider. His horses have a lot of blood and energy, so he's always looking to the next jump, continuing forward. So I think we'll get a pretty accurate test of the time allowed with this first horse.
Coming out of a great placing at the World Games just last week in Tryon, North Carolina, and today as an individual here representing Australia with Italian Gold event de Kruishoeve, the 10-year-old chestnut Belgian mare. Samantha Beer's entry.
Rowan didn't have a great go the other day on this one, I don't believe, but he's so competitive that I'm sure he's thinking of a different result today. They're just an unfortunate, got a little weak and dead coming into that combination and was just a little bit too far away. There he was within the time allowed.
And he does so just under, though, 73.62. So as you looked, or as you mentioned anyway, the time is going to be something to think about here, because they're